We're going to start our shape drawing challenge using Scratch, which will be teaching us some logic skills using a node-based programming system that visually represents the commands that we're programming. And to start our project, we need to click the new project button once you've got a profile set up with Scratch and logged in to the educational part of the Scratch site. Go in and look at your stuff, my stuff. I don't have anything in here yet, just like you at the start, setting up your profile, and I'm going to set up a new project. We're going to name our project. We're going to call that Buttons That Make Shapes. You can name it up here. And we're going to see on the screen here, over to the left, a canvas that has a sprite. And this is Cat 1. And over here we've got an area where we can load our blocks of commands, so they can be dragged over and dragged off. It can have a whole lot of blocks out here that are hooked together. You can zoom in or zoom out. Okay, so we are going to use a different character, a different sprite, and I'm going to replace this with another character found in the sprite library. Click on the little pixie next to the new sprite. You'll go to the library, and if you go to animals, you'll see there's Cat 2. So I'm going to choose Cat 2 because Cat 2 is going to help us understand the angles that we need to turn, and it's going to help us get an idea about how we're going to work with geometry. So I can actually delete the Cat 1 by right mouse clicking on it and hitting delete. If you'd like to paint your own sprite, this is where you can do that. You can create your own sprite. There's also a way you can upload a pre-created sprite. So if you've made a JPEG, and or you can take a photograph using the built-in camera on your laptop. But for now, we're just going to make a pre-made sprite. And so what I'll do initially, I'll need to resize this because we're going to have, at the end of this project, we're going to have some buttons down the left-hand side. We're going to have our character. When we click the buttons, our character is going to draw shapes. And the shapes that are drawn are going to be over here on the right hand side. But our character is a bit big, so to edit your character, go into the costume editor and just select the whole character and just drag it down a little bit. Grab a corner and drag it down. Right now, we've got our cat at the right size. Our event needs to be started by the user. So the green flag starts our game, or our whatever it is. It's going to be a game, an animation, music, or some form of media. So we need when the green flag is clicked to start, and that's this button that this is a block that we can drag out. And then we need to clear the screen. Just in case we've got something that we've drawn previously, we need to clear the screen. We go to our pen to clear the screen, and we just grab clear. Now, we also need the pen to be lifted, and otherwise, when our cat moves from the center point to wherever it's going to draw a line. We don't want that. So we will have our pen up, and then we need to have our pen or our cat start right in the middle. And so we need to move its location. So that's this one in the motion section. And you'll see wherever I'm holding the cursor, it tells me down here where X and Y are. So if I've got my cursor at roughly where it's 0, 0, you can see there's approximately where 0, 0 is. So anyway, we'll dial in, double click in here, hit 0, double click in here, hit 0. So if you can't see, I've just double clicked in there. So the next step is to make sure that our cat is sitting at the right angle. So we need to get it pointing at the right angle. So point in direction 90, and we'll get that to happen right at the beginning, to 0, and so it's pointing in direction 0. Then if I hit the flag, the cat is facing the right way, and that's great, and that's at x, y, 0. You can see that the cat is slightly offset, and that is, it isn't right in the center of the screen, even though 0, 0 is about here, and that's because the costume, in our costume, our cat isn't right in the middle. So we can actually move our cat so it's right in the middle of that. So you can see a little plus in the middle there, just drag right over the center. And now you can see it's right in the center here. It's in the costume editor. Right. Okay, so now we're ready to have the cat. Draw a triangle on the right hand side and then create a button that makes this happen.